Hey everyone, so in today's video I will be doing my declutter series, just continuing on with it. I will now be moving into my eye category. To start, I do want to go through my mascaras, my stick eyeshadows, my eye primers, my eyeliners, my brow products, just a variety of those categories within categories, and maybe even my eyelashes. And then we will also go into my eyeshadow collection. I will say, I don't think with my eyeshadow collection I'll be doing swatches, because to be honest, I don't like swatching eyeshadows, especially matte eyeshadows. I think, my personal opinion, the formula ends up getting just a little bit wonky with the touch of fingers and, moisture and all that. So maybe I'll swatch the shimmers, but I don't really know yet. So anyways, let's just jump into my eye products. Do you guys like my hoodie? This is from one of the Bailey Sarian collections. Get Better Idols. It's so good. This is one of my favorites. I love this. I love just the simplicity of the phrase. So cool. Anyways, so to start, I would like to go into my eye primers and stick shadows. So I only have two eye primers at the moment. They're both from Urban Decay. This one is the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in the original shade. It truly doesn't have a tint to it. It's kind of like sheer, translucent, especially once you put it on the eyes. I do like this formula. I mean, a lot of people enjoy the primer potion from Urban Decay for a reason, so it is nice. However, I definitely prefer the shade Eden from the same Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion line. I think I prefer much more pigment to an eyeshadow primer. I don't necessarily think I like the translucency. And the longevity, I feel like, well, the pigmentation, I think, helps with the longevity, if that makes sense. Now, in terms of making your eyeshadows pop or long lasting, I don't pay a ton of attention unless I'm doing specific reviews, but they're still really nice formula. I do prefer the shade Eden because I like the blank canvas it provides, and I do, for some reason, see a long-lasting effect from my eyeshadows where it won't crease and whatnot. So yeah, I did purchase the original primer potion in a mini, and then during one of the Sephora sales I bought the shade Eden, and honestly I really like this formula, so keeping both of them. Next we move into my eyeshadow sticks. I only have 3, and I don't necessarily think I want to kind of like expand this collection because I think I'm just like a powder eyeshadow palette type of person. I don't necessarily think sticks are for me, but we'll just start with these two from It Cosmetics. So I bought these relatively recently during like a Sephora sale because I love buying things on sale. This is the It Cosmetics Superhero No Tug Shadow Stick. The shade is Bare and Brave. Let's see. I've worn these a few times, and the appearance of it on my hand compared to on my eyes, it's very different. Like this shade is showing up on my hand as like purpley, cool toned, It's pretty, but when it's on my eyes, it kind of like, it's just an eyeshadow base. It blends in with my eye skin tone better, I suppose. But I do like this formula. It's really creamy, and I will keep it because I haven't had it for very long, and it would be nice to use it as an eye primer stick sometimes to just act as a base for other eyeshadows in this tone or something like that. So definitely keeping this one. The next IT Cosmetics No Tug shadow stick I have is in the shade Passionate Pearl. This one has a slight shimmer to it, and I picked this one up because I really was interested in just a nice inner corner highlight or brow bone highlight that I don't have to fuss with grabbing a brush for or anything. And I have used it as such, and it's beautiful. I like the brightness that it brings to my eye look, especially my inner corner, and I do enjoy this formula still. Definitely keeping the shade Passionate Pearl. I would be interested to kind of use this as an eyeshadow base as well for my shimmers. So yeah, I definitely feel inspired by these for some reason, so keeping. Next, I have my Danessa Myricks Color Fix Sticks. It's a duo. One side is a metallic and one side is a foil. The duo that I have is Duo 2. It's Duo 2. One is Orion Nebula and the other is Twilight Gleam. She would have done better if it was just sold as individuals. I do think I would prefer these as like individual sticks how they are right now, because I don't know, I like this size. This size with the little magnet holder, it's a bit long, and I just prefer this size. And when I do use these, I do take them apart, so it just would have made more sense to kind of keep them as separate things. But anyways, let's just go into the metallic first. The metallic is in Orion Nebula. Now, the issue that I've come across with this product is that my metallic sticks won't come up. I don't know if I personally did something wrong or like what, but I've really tried. Like, I really tried. If you can see those marks, those are from me trying to kind of roll it up or push it up, but it just has not come up, and it hasn't allowed me to use this product to its full potential. Like, I can still use the foil side Twilight Gleam, but you know, I bought this. It was slightly expensive. I need it to perform, and I need it to work the way it's supposed to, and I'm just a bit annoyed that I cannot use this side anymore. And honestly, this side was kind of my favorite because it's a purple, but the one I can swatch though is Twilight Gleam, which is the foil. I don't know if mine is like defective or something, or if other people have had experiences with this. It might be like being too rough when I roll these up or what, like, I don't know. Anyways, it's fine. But this is what Twilight Gleam looks like, the foil side. Oops. Now, whenever you use this, or at least the way Danessa Myricks intends for it, you kind of gotta pat the foil on, but it's beautiful. Oh, it's so pretty. The shade is stunning. I'll kind of do a full swipe though, just for you to see. It's so pretty. Yep. It can come out in chunks if you do like kind of rub it down your hand, like swipe it down your hand instead of patting, so that's probably why she recommends patting. But these shadow sticks from Danessa Myricks offer a cooling sensation on the eyes, or even on the hand. It is really beautiful. I do enjoy this. I just am kind of upset that my Orion Nebula shade just won't come up. I don't know what I did wrong. I don't really know how to solve the issue. And I'm definitely outside of the return window, like way outside of the return window. So, I don't know. I will keep this just because I can still use the Twilight Gleam foil from this duo. But like, that's like half my money wasted on this product. Keeping, but upset. Next category is my eyeliners. I have a variety of crayon sharpenable pencil liners, liquid liners. The first one I do want to talk about is my Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Limitless Brown. This shade is beautiful. This was actually the first one I ever picked up from Makeup Forever. I did used to use this as a lip liner, but I learned this is a bit too deep for me in my preferences, and I haven't used it as a lip liner in a while because I don't have anything super nude or light to kind of help alleviate the depth of this. So now I use it strictly as an eyeliner. Sometimes I will dabble in to using this as my lip liner, but it's very rare, so I've put this in my eyeliner category. This is the shade Limitless Brown. It is absolutely beautiful. I love wearing this as eyeliner. As an eyeliner, I don't waterline with this or tightline, but I do use it as like on top of my eyelid, on my like lash line. It isn't the longest lasting, and I think it's because it's a multi-use color pencil, so it will smudge and stuff, but it's still beautiful and I do enjoy this, so I'm definitely keeping the shade Limitless Brown. Next eyeliner I have is my Sephora Collection Colorful Wink It Felt Liner, and it is supposedly waterproof. This is in the shade Bone White. Now this one you do have to kind of shake up so the liquid enters the bristle. This is what the felt tip looks like. Again, this is the shade Bone White. It's, to be honest, not necessarily bone white anymore because when I have used this, I do line my eyes on top of my shadow. So yeah, it's a bit discolored. It's not exactly bone white, but it is still white. I bought this because it was on clearance, so I will just keep it to try and continue to use it up. I do get like inspiration from this white eyeliner. I just, for some reason, when I look at this, I can get a ton of looks out of it, but it's just truly about me remembering to use this product. And yeah, I will say, building this formula up though, it won't look its best. It'll definitely start cracking if you build it up, so just be mindful, but definitely keeping this. I do want to talk about two of my Fly Pencil Longwear pencil eyeliners from Fenty Beauty. These two shades are in Bachelor Pad. I did buy these relatively recently when they were like 50% off, and unfortunately I got the shit end of it being 50% off because these are like completely dried out. And this one, like, the stick came out completely because it's just so dry, I suppose. So this one's like just gonna be going away because like it's empty. There's no point in me using it. The reason why I know these are dried out is because I have two more formulas or two more shades from the same line that actually perform really nicely and don't look like this. Well, like what? Because you can not even see anything. It's insane. So yeah, it's like completely dried out. And I also went into an Ulta last month, and they also had these fly pencils. Tell me why this shade Bachelor Pad, this gray, the tester of it literally was so creamy, and I was like so thoroughly upset that I got two that dried out, and it's okay. I just need to reconsider my purchasing habits when it comes to things that are like deeply discounted, because it's either gone off or it's dried out. So I really need to be careful and more mindful about that. But I'm definitely decluttering these two in Bachelor Pad. I have one in Perpetrator. This is what Perpetrator looks like. And I will swatch it. Do you see what I mean? Like, that kind of just glided. I kind of wasn't expecting that because of my experience with the Bachelor Pad shade. But this is Perpetrator. A beautiful deep purple. Almost like blackened purple on camera, but in person it definitely looks a lot more purple. So beautiful. I love this shade. Definitely keeping, because it is still usable. It's still very creamy, and I do actually use these shades, or this shade on my eye, on my lash line and my waterline, and tight lining it. It's just nice. I love this. Definitely keeping Perpetrator. The next one I have is called Purple Stuff. Ooh, that scared me. I thought I ran out or it fell out, but it didn't. Interesting. I love the shade names that Fenty comes out with. It's kind of hard to see, but I shall swatch it. This one's slightly less creamy, and this one is a metallic formula. Yeah, this one's starting to dry out just a little more, but I'll still use it. But that one is Purple Stuff here. It's definitely warmer, a warmer purple, and it's lighter. It's beautiful, and it has a metallic sheen to it because it is like a shimmer eyeliner. I love the both of these. I'm definitely keeping them. I definitely need to start using up Purple Stuff because it feels like it's drying out. So keeping this one. Lastly, for eyeliners, I don't know why I keep this sticker. I'm kind of weird. But lastly, for eyeliner, I have my Sephora Collection 12-Hour Intense Ink Felt Liner in the shade 03 Navy Blue. This one you don't necessarily have to shake up. And this is what the shade Navy Blue looks like. It's so pretty. I do enjoy this Sephora Collection eyeliner formula. I do think it lasts really long, especially once it dries down. And I enjoy the shades that are in this range. I have tried the black before. I really liked it. Keeping it. I will just be decluttering 2 eyeliners from that category, and I will be keeping these 5. Next category is mascaras. I have a ton, I know, it's a lot, but I do keep mascaras as backups, especially since I kind of know which formulas I like. So let's just start with the ones that are opened. The first one I have is my Ilia Fullest Volumizing Mascara. It is in a mini. I actually don't know the shade name, but it's black. So I'll show you the brush. It is a pretty big brush, and the scent of it kind of smells like cherries, which is really interesting to me. It's like a sweet scent. This is an hourglass shape brush. I do prefer the Limitless Length mascara more, the one that comes in the white tube, but I'm glad that I got to try this because I like the Ilia Limitless Length mascara, so I figured this one is probably just as good, and it is nice. but I think I prefer the brush on the Limitless Lash Mascara. It is buildable. It's a beautiful formula. It's nicely pigmented, but I like the other one more. I'm still keeping this. I kind of like trying mascaras, and I also know what mascaras I really like, so keeping. And this, I think I have a few more months on this before I have to like toss it, because I do follow the 6-month mark on mascaras, okay? Next, I want to talk about the Too Faced Better Than Sex Foreplay Mascara. It's supposed to be instant lengthening, lifting, and thickening, and it is considered a mascara primer, so that's really interesting. This mascara is actually black, and not a lot of mascara primers are black. They're usually white or transparent or something, but this one is black. And I love this mascara. It's so beautiful. I love wearing this on its own. I love the brush. The brush is like a slight curved banana shape, very subtle, but this helps to get to the root of my lashes, and I really appreciate that. It's a beautiful mascara formula. It is a little tougher to remove from the eyes. I think a lot of that has to do with like it's somewhat waterproof claims. On the packaging it says it, but this is beautiful. I love it, and I'm definitely keeping it. I did purchase a backup, so. And by the way, this is like hefty. This is very, very weighted. I think almost all of the Too Faced mascaras are nicely weighted, so that was really, really nice to experience holding. Definitely keeping this one. The next Too Faced mascara that I have is the Better Than Sex mascara in the chocolate shade, I believe. I do like brown mascaras, and I tend to always have one on hand in case I want to do a much more subtle look. I do like the idea of colored mascaras, so yeah. Now this mascara does have that hourglass wand brush, and I'm realizing I actually don't like this type of brush. I don't know why. I've had better mascara wands. This is brown though. It shows up brown. It's nicely pigmented, but I don't necessarily think I like the Better Than Sex line. I do like the mascara primer though, but I don't see myself repurchasing this chocolate shade or the Better Than Sex black at all. I will keep this until I need to let it go. Next, I have my Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. This is in the shade Black, or Boom, whatever. This mascara, again, if you see some of my products, I should have mentioned this before, but some of my products will have this marking on it. That means it's a training product, because I do work for a makeup company, so if you ever see those and you're like, that's weird, that's why. I always forget to mention it just because sometimes I don't like mentioning that I work somewhere because it's weird, but anyways, yes. I really like this mascara, surprisingly. I didn't think I was going to like anything from Milk Makeup, but this is what the wand looks like. It is such a big bristled wand, but I do really like it. I definitely prefer over the hourglass shape. This gives me pretty nice volume. I don't even know truly what this Kush mascara is supposed to do, but I'm glad I got it as a training product. Will I go out to repurchase it myself? Probably not. I think how thick this brush is and how big it is, I don't necessarily think it's the ideal for my eye shape, because it kind of does get messy, but I do like this mascara, so I'm keeping. On to my 3 backups. So these 2 are backups that I definitely know I love. I love the Fenty Beauty Hella Thick mascara. It's a volumizing mascara. I won't open it because it's a backup and I don't want the expiration date to start when I already have 3 or 4 open mascaras. But I got a mini because this one came in a little 3-piece set that I bought from Fenty Beauty. And yeah, I love this mascara. I love the brush wand. It's magnificent, and yeah, I'm definitely keeping this one. And then of course you saw earlier, I did mention this. This is just going to be a mainstay in my collections. The one that is new to me that I have been so interested in is the Kosas Soul Gazer mascara. This is the shade Hypnotize, which is a black. Yeah, I love Kosas. And when this mascara came out, I looked at the brush wand and I was like, ooh, it's beautiful. And it's purple packaging and I love purple. So yeah, I think this is also supposed to have like peptides in it to help strengthen or lengthen or whatever, do something to your lashes and make them grow. So I really like the idea of this mascara, and you get a ton of product. You get 0.4 fluid ounces in this product compared to like the typical mascaras. They come with 0.27 or 0.29. Didn't declutter anything from my mascara category because I declutter them on their based on date of opening and their expiration date. So I'm definitely keeping all of these. Next category are my eyebrow products. I don't have a ton of eyebrow products, but I do have enough. Let's just talk about the first one that's been opened. I have my Iconic London Liquid Brow Silk. I bought this because guess what? It was on clearance. It was like $7 or something. I was like, ooh, that's nice. This is what the product looks like. It's technically like a brow wax. I've never really had much experience with brow waxes, but this definitely like lifts up your eyebrow hairs and puts them in place. I don't necessarily think it's that great for when you have other brow products on your eyebrows, because then the pigment from your other eyebrow product will move around once you apply this product. So this one is like, I would recommend this for people who have really thick, full eyebrow hairs, and they don't need much like pigment output. This is really nice. It has a really nice hold too. Definitely keeping this. Probably not decluttering anything from my eyebrow collection because eyebrows tend to be like a category I don't necessarily like try just to try, or if I do, I keep it very limited. The next product I have is the NYX Powder Louder Brow Pencil. This is in the shade Black. I bought this because I think I was just really interested in a brow pencil. Like, I know these were like really popular back in the day, and I just kind of wanted the nostalgia of it. So yeah, that is what the shade Black looks like. It's actually relatively soft, but I think with like the powder brow look, it is supposed to be a soft look. And then the other side comes with a spoolie. And I like the idea of a brow pencil, like a sharpenable brow pencil, because I feel like I can get a ton of use out of it. It'll probably sharpen all the way down to here. So yeah, I think this is like a good bang for your buck. I do enjoy this formula. I really like it. I will say it doesn't really give you like thin, fine strokes, but I like it for what it needs to do, which is fill in my brows. Keeping. Next, I have the Urban Decay Brow Blade in the shade Blackout. I love Urban Decay brow products. I will say I do think there's going to be updates to my makeup mindset for 2026, my makeup for 2026, my makeup consumption. I do need to kind of narrow it down to be very specific just to achieve those goals better, you know? So Anyways, that'll happen at another time. But this is the Urban Decay Brow Blade in Blackout. So one side, well, hear this. So one side has a felt tip brush, like a really thin brush. And this is supposed to allow you to get really thin, fine, hair-like strokes, which I'm not necessarily the best at, but I like the idea of this to have on hand for when I want to practice it. And it is very pigmented. I do like this product, so I'm keeping. The other side is the typical brow pencil. It is not the thinnest brow pencil, but I tend to not go wrong with Urban Decay brow products. I do love the formulations they put in their brow products, so yeah. And that is the pencil side. Very pretty. Definitely keeping. Next, I have my Kosas Air Brow in black. This is what the bristles look like. It gives me a really nice hold without it feeling like chunky in my eyebrows. And the pigment is really nice on this product. I love the way my brows look with it on. This is like really probably the only product I consistently use over the other opened brow products I have. I just am a brow gel girly. Like, I like brow gels, so definitely keeping this. Speaking of being an eyebrow gel girly, my 3 backups are eyebrow gels. I think I'm noticing a pattern the more I use my makeup. I just know what I like, know my preferences, know what I prefer to hassle with. And yeah, the 3 brow products that I have that are unopened, that are just like backups, it is the Urban Decay Big Bush Brow Gel. This one is in the shade Blackout. I'm not gonna open the product to show you the brush, but I do love this brow product. It's one of my favorites. This is, I think, my 2nd or 3rd of these. I love this. Next, I have my Sephora Collection Tintin Volume Brow Gel in the shade 12 Granite. This is my 2nd purchase of this. I love this brow product. The brush is really thin and small, so it's really nice for people who have thinner brows. The one on the Urban Decay Big Bush Brow is slightly bigger, but I do still love this formula. It's long lasting. And yeah, I do love this formula. I wouldn't say it's the strongest hold, but I love the pigment output it provides, so definitely keeping. And then I bought a 2nd Kosas Air Brow because when it was like National Brow Day or something recently, I bought 2 because, well, one, I tried that one and I was like, ooh, I like this, so I bought another because I'm crazy. Anyways, those are my backups, so keeping all of my brow products. And that about sums up my eye primer, eyeshadow sticks, eyeliners, mascaras, brow products. I'm literally only letting go of 2 things. It's the 2 that are either empty or dried out, so I don't need these around. And I don't tend to go crazy with my eye category other than eyeshadows. I want to show you my lash collection. Again, if you weren't here, there is a few eyelashes that I now own, but I'm not including in here because they are from my Black Friday purchases. So yeah, I'm just going to talk about the things I bought before Black Friday. Start with my oldest is my Auric Velvet Flutter Collection eyelashes in Clouded. So this is how it comes. There's 2 layers. It comes with a shorter layer and then the more voluminous, dramatic layer. Now these 2 lashes are not the same at all, like completely different. I accidentally ripped the much more like shorter and thinner, more everyday auric clouded lashes, so it was not usable anymore. And so now I house one of my Sephora collection lashes, I think. Yeah, because it came in a set and it wouldn't stay in that little set, so I just stored them here. But these are what the auric clouded lashes look like. Very beautiful, very fluffy. I don't use these a lot because first off, I don't wear false eyelashes a lot, but these are also very, very dramatic, and I only keep them for when I feel that drama, but it's very rare. And then this one in the top is one of my Sephora collection lashes. I believe it's the Sweet and Subtle one. I don't recall, but I love those. Keeping these. And then I have 2 Sephora collection weightless false lashes. These are their more premium line, so slightly more expensive, and they honestly feel so much better on the eyes. This is the Everyday Flare. These definitely look like they have more drama to them, and then they have that typical eyelash flare where it's shorter on the inside and then it is longer on the outside. These, I don't quite like this eyelash look on me. I prefer something like this where the volume's at the center and then the ends are much shorter. But that is what Sweet and Subtle looks like. Definitely keeping these. And lastly, I have the not so premium line from Sephora collection. These are their Essential False Lashes in Swanky. These kind of do the shorter outer lashes and then longer inner. These are pretty. They're not as nice and soft feeling as the other lashes I own, but I will keep these until they are battered and used up or accidentally ripped. That is it for my non-eyeshadow palette and eyeshadow singles. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing that collection.